We started with this project a couple of years ago. We come out on some range rides. We went out and assessed the range with the biologists, and they've got a lot of damage up here. And so we started trying to decide what we were going to do with these deer to remove them so that we could rebuild the range. And the first thing they wanted to do is just shoot them. And we said, well, we'd like to do something different. And it's taken a couple of years, but we've got to this point. We're going to try to transplant these into another area, we haven't got a lot of deer, and we can help their situation up there and relieve a little pressure here so we can come back in and build this range back up. And hopefully it's going to be a win-win for all of us.
Today we're capturing 50 does off the Parowan front. This is an effort to try and alleviate some of the pressure that's on the winter range here due to the poor quality of it and the number of deer here. And rather than issue late doe tags, SFW has stepped up and committed to fund the translocation of these deer to see if we can bring transplanting deer back into the Utah management plan. But the key thing is these deer come in, we're putting them a radio collar on them and then checking their overall health, and we'll transplant them from the Parowan front up to the Holden wildlife management area, release them.
We're looking at the health of the deer as they're brought in. We're using an ultrasound to determine rump fat and pregnancy status to make sure that they're all healthy. And then we give them shots, wormers and antibiotics and things like that to make sure that they're healthy as we release them.
If this works, if we can get these deer that we transport and they survive, then we can do this all over the state. So rather than killing the deer, we're capturing them in troubled areas, nuisance areas, and we're moving them to areas that are low in population and need the deer.
I'm Randy Larson. I'm an assistant professor at BYU. Happy to be involved with this research project, thanks to SFW. Our primary responsibilities will be the post-release monitoring, and that's our involvement. We're thrilled. We've got a graduate student, Dave Smedley, who will be monitoring twice a week during the initial few months, and then at least weekly for the next 2 years.
We obviously have a big hill to climb with our mule deer here in the state. Today is one of those days where we're transplanting deer that we haven't done in 25 years in the state to try to see if the technology and some of the things that we're doing today will give them a better chance of survival through a transplant. If that holds true, I think we can all be excited of the fact that we'll see some more deer transplants in some other areas where we can take deer that are overpopulated and doing habitat damage in some areas and move them to areas where deer are struggling.
It gives a guy a good feeling to be a part of something like this. You're out helping wildlife, and that's what sportsman for fish and wildlife's all about.